Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with another in our series of Dave's Faves. And today I'm talking about the complete Rachmaninoff Preludes. All of them. Oh my goodness, these are lovely. Now, I have to confess, I have a confession to make. I am not unilaterally a fan of Rachmaninoff's piano music. I find it to be extremely dense and somewhat dark and murky and bass heavy. And so I'm pretty selective. But the preludes I just love. Probably because they're short, but also because I think they're very nicely contrasted. You know, there are two big sets of them, plus the prelude in C-sharp minor, the most famous one of all. In fact, I actually played the prelude in C-sharp minor during my brief stint at the keyboards. I got to the point where I could play it. It's not really that hard. You have to just get your hand positions right, and you do realize that Rachmaninoff was left-handed and had an absolutely absurd reach, much more than I have small hands and a little reach. I mean, you could supposedly, do a 12th or something like that. And when you get to the big climax where you've got these big, huge bell chords, you've got to sort of really stretch to get them. It's really, really a lovely work, but it's very logically patterned. Even the fast central section, when it comes to the climax, where it's like this, well, you get your hands in the right place, and it just goes sort of by itself. It's rather fascinating. And all of which is, to say that Rachmaninoff really knew how to write for the piano. I mean, it feels good under your fingers. And the other really famous one is the March one, the G minor prelude. But they're so beautiful. They're all beautiful. I love them. I love them dearly. And the performance that I particularly enjoy is quite a recent one. I had always been a big fan of the Ashkenazi complete set, which I still think is fantastic. It's excellent. Ashkenazi was a great Rachmaninoff pianist. But I have sort of evolved on that topic, and now I prefer, for my one and only, of course I have the Ashkenazi, and it's not going anywhere, but Stephen Osborne on Hyperion. Osborne is also a first-class Rachmaninoff pianist, He manages to get through the thickets of notes without any sense of clogged textures or excessive complexity. Somehow he has the power and the passion to carry through the music, but he also manages to fill it with light and shade, is the word people use, right? Chiaroscuro, light and shade, that idea of there being space between the big, huge, clunky chords and dense textures. He aerates the music in such a beautiful way. They're wonderfully shaped performances. Every single one of them. They're really, really good. And they're beautifully recorded by Hyperion. And I think this is one of the great Rachmaninoff recordings. And he's just come out with another one, by the way, which I can guarantee we will be talking about at ClassicsToday.com and possibly here as well, once I get a chance to listen to it. I'm very much looking forward to it because I think it has the first sonata, which is those two sonatas are not easy. They're not easy to listen to. They're not easy to play. They're tough to interpret. The preludes are easier because they're shorter and the forms are simpler. And I think somehow the piano writing just sounds more effortless than in a lot of his other pieces. So I think this is the one to get. It's also all on one disc, and the one disc is, how long is it? Oh, it's like a really well-filled disc. Wait a minute. I have the total. Come on, they give you the total always in these things. Oh, dear. Oh, here it is. I knew it. 79 minutes, 78 minutes and 31 seconds. I mean, that's a good deal. It's a really good deal. It's a very well-filled CD full of astoundingly fine piano playing. And I think if you want to get into Rachmaninoff's solo piano music, because everybody loves the concertos, right? I mean, piano and orchestra, that's a whole different matter. The Paganini Rhapsody. One of the reasons he's so effective as a composer for piano and orchestra is because his piano writing is so thick and heavy and massive that it makes a fabulous counterpoise to the full orchestra. I mean, that's the game. That's what he did so well. But if you want to really start getting into his solo piano music, I can't think of a better way than to get this disc with Stephen Osborne, because it's that good. It also makes fabulous road music. Amazing road music. You've got 80 minutes to jump in your car and drive around, and it's full of contrast and bravura and excitement. It's just a fantastic disc to accompany you on your travels. So that's worth considering as well. In fact, that's what I use it for as often as not. So thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Dave's Faves. Do check out the Dave's Faves playlist. There's a link just below this video so that you can find it and see the other 60 some odd at this point Dave's Faves titles, which I've recommended. And oh, there are so many more to come. I can hardly wait, and I hope you can. You can't wait either. Yes, there we go. I got it. Keep on listening and take care.